right.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. As always, I'm Robbie. Kyle's here as well. Hey, Kyle. How's it going?
Good. I'm here.
You're
Yeah,
here.
Right. I think I'm here, right? You're here?
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad
We're
to hear
both
you're
here. I'm glad we're both here.
Glad to hear.
Yes, glad to hear we're both here, and so you can hear us being here.
Yes.
So,
Just not there.
no, or there, or anywhere else but here. Anyway, it is time for a new episode. Excuse me. And we're very excited to be back. And we were also very excited because yesterday was a very special day if you are lucky enough to live in the state of Massachusetts like we are. It was Patriots Day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, probably if you live in any of the other 49 different states or internationally, you probably are like, what are they talking about? What is Patriots Day?
Yeah, you guys probably thinking, why is there no Bruins Day or Celtics Day?
Yeah, it's like, what are
Red Sox
you
Day.
commemorating Tom Brady? Like, what are you talking about? So, we always commemorate Tom Brady here. But no, Patriots Day is a sort of Massachusetts, New England holiday that sort of celebrates, I guess, like the Patriots from our area that fought in the Revolutionary War.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's something about the Revolutionary War that really sort of led to the incorporation of Patriots Day. But regardless, it's a day off from work. It was kind of a day off from school anyway because it's the start of school vacation week around here. So that really wouldn't change either way. But the other really cool thing about Patriots Day year in and year out is two things sports related. Number one, the Boston Marathon. You've heard us talk about the Boston Marathon many, many times here on a Couch Talking Sports. And it is just such a special event. It is, one of the most historic marathons in the entire world, basically. And it is always a great taking. Growing up in Wellesley, Massachusetts, where we are, we actually have the pleasure of being right on the marathon route. Actually, the halfway point of the marathon is right in Wellesley Center, which is pretty wild. So, every year that I get the chance, growing up and even now, on occasion, I'll sort of make my way down to the marathon route and see the runners coming through in person. And the other really cool thing is that every Patriots Day morning, the Red Sox actually play a home game. It's a sort of one time a year thing where they play at 11:05 a.m. on Patriots Day, and it's just a really, really cool experience. You kind of go into the game and then you come back out and either stay in the city or come back out to like Wellesley Newton area and catch sort of the tail end of the marathon from either of those two locations. And so, every year around Patriots Day, I know, Kyle, on this show, we've liked to kind of do something Patriots Day related, sort of discuss it in some form or another. And obviously the last couple of years, it's been a little bit weird because there actually hasn't been a marathon or a Red Sox game on Patriots Day, so to speak, because obviously 2020, and 21 with the pandemic and all of that, things got changed around. The marathon actually ended up being held in October of 2021, so that was kind of a wacky thing. But the marathon and the Red Sox annual Patriots Day game. We're both back this year on Patriots Day. Yesterday, as we're recording this on Tuesday, the day after Patriots Day. And so Kyle and I actually experienced Patriots Day yesterday from sort of two different perspectives. We sort of both hit both ends of the spectrum that I just discussed. And so we wanted to sort of discuss it from our sort of experience yesterday and our points of view and stuff like that. So I attended the Red Sox game yesterday, actually, with someone who you all will be quite familiar with, our pal Doug. Doug and I went to the Red Sox game. Unfortunately, the Red Sox lost, but it was still a lot of fun. Again, sort of being back. This was my first Red Sox Patriots Day game that I had been to, I figured out, since 2016. So it had been quite a few years,
Wow.
even pre-COVID, that I had been to one. So it was very exciting to be back, at Fenway for the first time this season for me, for the first time on Patriots Day in, 6 years. So pretty wild there. And, we had a great time. We got to sort of really take in all the Fenway festivities and the sights, sounds, smells, everything that Fenway Park has to offer. And it was just so much fun. I mean, it's always fun going to Fenway. And I mean, this was always exciting for me because it was my first game of this season at Fenway. But to have it be on the Patriots Day game, on Patriots Day itself this year was just... it was, even though, again, the Red Sox lost, unfortunately, 8-3, but, that's kind of only half the point of going. It's also about, like, sort of the atmosphere and the experience, and again, just, there's nothing quite like Red Sox on Patriots Day. It's just, it's a really fun take year in and year out, and so, like I said, I was just so glad that I was able to be able to go this year, and like I said, Doug and I had a great time, and
very cool.
A lot more memories made at Fenway to add to all the memories from over the years of going to Fenway, throughout time, throughout my life, and all that. So no, it was really nice. And Kyle, like I mentioned before, Kyle and I sort of experienced different aspects of Patriots Day yesterday, because Kyle actually attended the marathon. He went out and watched it, and had some personal connections to this year's marathon, and sort of witnessed it from a couple different areas of the along the marathon route. So Kyle, let me kind of toss it over to you here. Now that I've sort of taken people through a little bit the Red Sox sort of point of view and aspect of the day, and sort of get your take, having been to the marathon yesterday, again from a couple of different parts along the route, as you were telling me off air. Just sort of what was the day like for you?
It was so I went to the marathon this year because this was actually the one year where I feel like I've had this was the most amount of family that I've that I knew about that were running it. And literally, it was like three of my cousins, one technically being a distant cousin. Just like, it was just a really great experience, honestly, overall. And so I kind of had a little bit of a journey the other day. I actually started off in a Cleveland circle with some friends, and one of them being Jerome, who you guys know from...
yes, our girl pal Jerome. Yeah, shout out Jerome.
Yeah, and when we got there, I actually ended up splitting off with them, and I met up with my family. And we ended up seeing, it was just really cool. We actually ended up going kind of right by the BC area. And yes, I went to Flatbreads. Got a really nice chicken salad.
They were open. They were open yesterday?
They were open, Robbie. They had I'm just going to take a little quick side trip over here. They had one of the best chicken salad wraps I've ever had.
Ooh.
Like, let me tell you, Robbie, this wrap was like chicken salad, avocado, and freaking bacon. Like, it was just so good.
I may have to try that the next time we go there.
Really good. Like, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. And even they throw in some lettuce and tomato if you want, but I'm not a big tomato person myself. I'm kind of on and off with that. But no, it's incredible. Like, you need to try it. It is.
Shout out Flatbreads in Chestnut Hill, over by BC. If you have not if you've never been there, you should definitely go. I mean, it is one of our favorite places to go.
Yes.
So definitely cannot recommend it enough. But anyway, continue.
Yeah, it was wow. So just it was really cool, kind of hanging around the area. And it was funny because I was walking by and I saw all these BC students, like they were partying like it was no tomorrow.
I'm sure, yeah. They always I feel like on a marathon Monday, they always just have a great time. Wherever they may be along the BC part of the route, like they just they go wild, like you said. So I'm not surprised. Wellesley College, too, by the way. I know.
Oh, yeah.
Because Wellesley College, they have the infamous Wellesley College Scream Tunnel where the students line the sides and go crazy for the runners.
Right, that's off of Route 16, right? Where they're going through Natick?
Right, basically right when you pass the Wellesley College campus there on 16, yeah.
Yep. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's another staple of the marathon every year in and year out, so.
Nice. Yeah, it was just really cool, and we kind of camped out there for a little bit, and then it was after that actually I ended up going. Now this is the first time I think I personally have ever done this. I actually went to the Boston Library, right where the finish line was, and it was a really cool experience. There was it was packed, a lot of people there, and it was a little hard to walk because there were obviously, even after the race was technically over, there were still some paths that were blocked, so you kind of have to just be aware when you're navigating through that. But other than that, it wasn't too bad. Yeah, and it was cool because I ended up going to the hotel for a little bit. A lot of the runners were actually staying. They were camped out at the Westin Hotel there, and that's where they had all the fundraisers and everything. And it was really great. It was just a great experience, and it was. And honestly, I got my calories. I think I burned so many calories that day overall.
A lot of walking, yeah.
It was a lot, but it was
fun. It was fun walking.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was all of it was worth
awesome.
It was, it was just great, especially if you guys if you're able to find parking in the area. It was a really great experience, and I liked kind of being by the finish line for the first time ever, because usually I kind of go in I think in the past I've mostly done kind of the Wellesley area. Maybe I think I may have done a couple of other spots along the path there, kind of outside of the city, but I've never actually gone to the finish line. So this was great. It was just it was just a really good vibe. Everyone was cheering each other on. So no, it was cool. It was something I think that you guys, in any capacity, should try to do. When you get the chance. So
I would definitely. I mean, I concur 150% with Kyle. I mean, if you ever have a chance to take in a Boston Marathon, you definitely should. I mean, it is one of those events where it's just something really special around here. I know it's one of those events that's also sort of known globally. I mean, a lot of people know about the Boston Marathon, whether they have run it themselves or have known people who have run it, or just from hearing about it on the news. I mean, you hear about all the national news stations, they're always reporting on it on the day of and stuff like that. So it's just a really special thing. And again, we've been lucky enough to sort of grow up in a place where it's right here too. It's right, we're right on, we're maybe a 20-minute walk from the marathon route itself where we are right now. It's just, it's just so much fun to sort of just go down and it's pretty especially if you live on the route. It's pretty easy. Just you can just sort of step outside and just watch all these runners go by. It's not it doesn't cost you anything. It's
you just show up wherever you want.
Yeah,
really.
You show up where you can move. You can move around from spot to spot. It's just there's a lot of fun that goes into Marathon Monday, and also just you just see a lot of people meet a lot of different people, sort of out and about, whether it be the college kids, Wellesley or BC, or even, Babson college students, I'm sure, will go and line the route and stuff like that. It's just a lot of good times, especially when the weather's really nice, like it was yesterday. I mean, it was really nice weather for the marathon yesterday. Not too warm, not too cold. It was, like I said, it was just it was just a great day on, a number of different fronts. Again, for me, being able to go to the Red Sox, and for Kyle, obviously, being able to take in the marathon experience. And I'm sure I speak for both of us when I say, big congratulations to all the runners yesterday who competed and finished the Boston Marathon, whether it was their first or, whether they've been doing it for years. It's always a big accomplishment to, run those 26 plus miles. So I have an immense amount of respect for all of those runners who got out there yesterday, and big congratulations to all of them. And again, there were a lot of people, like, even just scrolling through like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, there were like a ton of people that I follow or know that like either knew people that were running or were like out watching the race or were running themselves. So it's like, it's a really sort of personal event because you do like know so many people that are involved in it one way or another, year in and year out. So which is a really cool thing. But it was a fun day. I know for both of us, and glad we both got to partake in it, which was pretty awesome. So
yeah, and so quick shout out to my cousins who ran it.
Yes.
And also shout out to this one guy who literally dressed up like Forrest Gump. Like, I remember my other cousin took a picture of it.
Really?
And it was so great. Like, he had the beard, and the sunglasses, and I don't know if any guys out there had seen Forrest Gump and kind of knew what that reference was, but like,
run,
there was
Forrest, run.
Yeah, there was a scene where Forrest, he gets he finds out he's a really good runner as a kid, and when he becomes an adult, he literally runs like across the country, and then just literally runs to run across the country. So I thought that was funny that the guy had literally, he went full beard and like long hair and everything.
That is epic. Epic. Yeah, shout out to that guy. Also, kind of on a more like sentimental note, I also want to shout out. So obviously, for those of you who don't know, I mean, I can't imagine that many of you who are watching this don't remember or know about this, but obviously, we obviously did just recently mark the 9-year anniversary of the attack on the Boston Marathon back in 2013. Obviously, a very somber day in marathons or the Boston history here. But the reason why I bring it up is because obviously one of the lives tragically lost was 9-year-old Martin Richard. Very sad. Life so young, sort of was cut short on that day. But the reason why I bring it up on sort of more of a glimmer of light, so to speak, in the darkness of that memory, is that his brother actually yesterday ran the Boston Marathon for the first time, and so it's a really special thing, to honor his brother and sort of try to make something positive out of what happened, and it was just
really sweet.
it really cool. Was definitely an emotional and sort of bittersweet thing to sort of see him cross the finish line. I know he sort of took a moment to stop at the site of where his brother was on that fateful day and sort of pay tribute to him and all that. But I just wanted to send a big shout out. I mean, just a tremendous accomplishment to run the marathon in and of itself, but just sort of that sort of memory behind you. I definitely would be remiss if I didn't mention it and shout out his brother. I believe his brother's name is Henry Richard, who again, just big congratulations to him and all the runners. Like I said, just a really impressive feat to run the marathon, and we definitely all salute you for that accomplishment. So
yes, very much.
Big ups to them, and just really happy that the marathon was back on on Patriots Day this year, and
it's great seeing again.
Yeah,
I really missed it.
And, I mean, I know like that they ran it back in October, and so it was kind of wild that like literally we got to see 2 Boston marathons in like a 6-month period. But there's just something about it being on Patriots Day itself, that is just really special. And so to have it back, I just thought was just very, very cool thing. So
it was good.
Yeah, it was a great day. Period. End of story. And so we both were just very happy to be able to sort of partake in it in our own various ways. So, but yeah, and if any of you folks, like if you've ever been to the Boston Marathon, running the Boston Marathon, have any thoughts about the Boston Marathon or just Patriots Day in general, definitely drop us a comment. Again, here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, we're all over the place. Please, definitely give us your thoughts on the marathon or Patriots Day itself. We'd love to hear from you. But
the only thing we don't have is landline. Unfortunately, we don't have.
Do not have hotline, landline, nothing like that.
Sorry, guys. But all those other things, we do have.
Yes, agreed. But we are going to sort of move on now to the sort of second half of our episode, the end portion of our episode, and I'm going to go first with my final thoughts. And my final thoughts, I'm very excited about another big Boston area sports event that's going on right now, and that's the Boston Celtics, who, as you heard a few weeks ago, Kyle and I attended a Celtics game at TD Garden, which was a lot of fun, and now the Celtics have made their way into the NBA playoffs against the Brooklyn Nets and good old Kyrie Irving. And the Celtics won a thrilling Game 1 on Sunday.
Wow.
On a literally buzzer-beating layup by Jason Tatum to win. Yeah, it was epic watching that game. Like, it was just back and forth, and just the way it ended was, I'm still on cloud nine thinking about it. But
I think I heard about it, actually. Someone brought it up in my friend group.
Sure.
That
A lot of people,
hell of a game.
A lot of people, I mean, people are still talking about, 3 days later. I mean, it was just a whole lot of epicness. And the reason why I bring it up is because I actually will be at TD Garden tomorrow for Game 2. Of the Celtics Nets series. Not with Kyle, unfortunately, just with other couple buddies.
Can't believe you didn't invite me, Robbie.
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm such a terrible friend. But no, just very much looking forward to Celtics playoff basketball. It's been 4 years since I've been to a Celtics playoff basketball game.
Cool.
And to see them against the Nets and especially after the thriller that was Sunday, I'm so pumped. Yes. You had to go there. I set it up perfectly, so I'm not even mad. I'm just impressed. But I just, I'm just really excited, and I cannot wait for the game tomorrow, and I hope the Celtics can win it again and take a 2-0 series lead. And I just wanted to mention that I'm just really excited about being able to go to the Celtics playoff game tomorrow. It's my first playoff game at TD Garden, like I said, in 4 years. So it's gonna be really fun. I'm very excited. But the other thing, actually, I didn't even plan this originally, but I did want to do kind of a dual final thought here, because Kyle and I, as you know, we go out to dinner prior to doing our episodes. Tonight we went to a place we haven't been in quite a few years, Harv Pizza over in Needham. I just want to give a shout out to our waiter at Harv Pizza, just a really cool guy. We had a really funny conversation with him about music playlists, which I was getting quite a big chuckle at. So kind of
music, like he was talking about how his music playlist kept locking him out because he didn't have the password or something like that. Had to do with his boss's password. I thought that was so funny. I was just like,
yeah. So we were just getting a nice big chuckle over that. So I just wanted to shout that guy out thank you for adding to what was already a delicious, nice meal at Harv in Needham. If you're looking for good place, and it's not just pizza. It's they've got great salads, sandwiches. They have these Parmesan flatbreads, which were really good. I mean, they've got just anything you could ever really ask for.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the entire menu. There's not really anything bad there, so definitely would highly recommend.
Yeah, and honestly, and the funny thing is too, like I mean, everything about that place, and I even had to like think about like my future meals at this point because
Yeah,
like I
I
couldn't
know.
even decide like when I sat down there, it was just
I mean,
crazy.
you can never decide when you go out to eat, but especially
No,
here, you
this
were
is the worst.
definitely yeah. I literally almost had to have him flip a coin to try to like just
Yeah,
make a decision.
that was pretty bad.
I'm just
Like
kidding.
teetering off of like.
I'm just kidding, buddy.
But I mean, that just shows you how good of a place.
No,
it
no,
is.
no. It really is. It really is.
But no, it was just funny because I was commenting on, like, we were talking about all the great things about it, and like I was commenting on the music. I was like, this is really great music, and then it was just funny seeing like our waiter's reaction, be like, yeah, try listening to it like all day long. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I can see where that might get a little tiring, yeah, if it's the same playlist on loop
over and over and over again. But no, he
it was so funny.
He was a really good. He had a really good sense of humor about it, and we had a nice conversation with him.
Good.
So. Shout out to that guy. He probably isn't watching this, but just wanted to give him a shout out. So, but anyway, I'm now going to get off of my soapbox here and hand the mic figuratively over to Kyle for another what is always rousing edition of the Sue's Reviews. So, Kyle, take it away.
Okay, so man, I actually have a lot of different things I want to review. So I guess I'll just for now just start on. I'll just talk a little bit about the new. Well, I mean, see, this is what I'm talking about, Robbie. Now I have 3 things I want to review, and I can't decide what they are. Just like at the restaurant. This is great, Robbie. Robbie's loving this. He's loving this.
Yes.
Robbie's gonna be so attentive. So, while I decide, all right. So I guess I'll just start with all right. So I'll do it. I'll do it this far, like how's it going type of review. For I won't review the entire game that I started playing, but I actually got into Donkey Kong Country. Sorry, Tropical Freeze they call it. And technically, it's the sequel to Donkey Kong Country Return that was on the Wii. But Tropical Freeze, actually, you can play either on the Wii U. If anyone out there still has a Wii U, who else has a Wii U? Oh, that's right, I do. I'm the only person on Earth that has one of those systems still because, yeah, no one has those anymore. And you can also play on the Switch as well. Because they pretty much are re-releasing everything that was on the Wii U on the Switch, so it's like you don't even need to buy the Wii U at this point. But yeah, I started playing it, and it's a really fun game. I really enjoy it so far. It really harkens back to like the old school side scrollers, kind of like the Super Nintendo era, like those original Donkey Kong Country games. Because I'm sure I don't know if you knew, but there were several Donkey Kong Country games that came out for not only Super Nintendo but also for the Game Boy. And I'll go a little more into the Game Boy stuff maybe on another episode. But Tropical Freeze, I think it's a lot of fun. It kind of it's just kind of like it does a lot of stuff that people loved about the series Donkey Kong. Like it's a fun side scroller. There's a lot of really tricky platforming that you got to do, but a lot of fun. Like kind of a fun twist on how you climb on these like vines, and you can swing, and you can even like kind of float in the air depending on which character you choose. And it's really great. It's just a lot of fun. You also fight bosses like you did in the original games, and yeah, just going through the levels, I love how really big the levels are, and unlike some of the Mario games, as much as I love all the Mario games, especially the side scrollers, usually the side scrolling Mario games like they give you a timer, so you have to complete the level within the time limit. But in the Donkey Kong games, you don't have a time limit. You could just kind of peruse the level at your leisure. And which is great because it opens up even more exploration, and there are a lot of secrets to find in these levels, especially yeah, like because the old games had that, the Super Nintendo games, but this new game actually, like you can go underwater, and sometimes if you just kind of look a little deep enough, or if you kind of or even at the beginning of the level, if you kind of look like if you kind of go back like in where the screen doesn't show, you can find like secret areas to go into to collect more power ups or more things like bananas, like which gives you a life every time you collect 100 bananas, kind of like the coins in Mario. So yeah, it's really fun finding all these like doodads, and you also get a shop, which you can purchase these like power ups and upgrades and stuff like that. It's very cool. It's all level based. It's just a really fun size grow, and yes, you can also play 2 player, I believe. So if you got a friend, then yeah, definitely try that out. I haven't. I will say I haven't tried the 2 player mode yet. But I'm sure it's a lot of fun. If you guys know anything about it, then feel free to let me know how it is. But yeah, no, it's just a really great game. It keeps the old stuff that works, but it kind of also goes into newer territory too. And I think really, fans new and old of the Donkey Kong series are going to really enjoy this. It's not the easiest game. It does give you quite a bit of challenge at times, but I think that's the fun of it. So I think definitely check it out. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze on the Wii U and the Switch.
Cool. And it's on like Donkey Kong.
There you go. Nailed it.
Bing. But yeah, definitely. As always, I would highly recommend you listen to this guy because he knows what he's talking about.
Sometimes.
So, yeah, probably more than I would if I tried to review those things. But anyway, yeah. So that is going to wrap up another edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. I forgot to mention this at the beginning, but I want to send a big shout out, as always, to our 2 sponsors.
Sponsors! We have those.
We do have those. And I almost forgot about them, but I did not. So don't sue me. Zyman Organizing and Wes Woodson, obviously 2 amazing entities. And, Wes is an amazing person doing a lot about anxiety, and he's a great public speaker, and you should definitely just go check him out on YouTube and his website and all that good stuff. And Zyman Organizing, again, if you need help with anything organizing-wise in your life, definitely give them a call because they know what they are doing. So always happy to have them, have their support and have them along for the ride as our sponsors. And they will be links to both of their information will be in the description, provided Kyle remembers to do it this time.
I remember every single time. What are you talking
about? And obviously a big time supporter of the other 2/3 of our YouTube podcast empire here. YouTube podcast trilogy, that being Marvel at the Movies and the Sports Blitz, which as always have great content. Either coming soon or coming out or out now. You can't go wrong with any of these 3 shows, and it has been a lot of fun making another episode here on a Couch Talking Sports, and that's going to wrap it up for us. He's Kyle, I'm Robbie, and we are signing off from the couch for another edition of On a Couch Talking Sports, and we will see you next time. Same time. Who knows if it's the same couch, depends on the week. But anyway, we will talk to you guys soon. Later, everybody.